Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into a topic that is so deeply connected with our happiness, our peace of mind, and even our spiritual journey. Why attachments make us suffer. You see, when we hear the word attachment, most of us immediately think of relationships, friends, family, or partners. But attachment is far broader than that. It's about the way we hold on to people, situations, possessions, outcomes, and even ideas. And while attachment can make us feel safe, secure, and even loved, it also becomes the very reason we suffer. Understanding attachment. Let's start from the basics. Attachment means emotional clinging. It is when your sense of identity, your sense of happiness, your sense of security is tied to something outside of you. It could be your job, your loved one, your status, your phone, your habits, or even your self-image. Think about it. We say, I can't live without this person. If I don't get that job, my life is ruined. If I lose this car, my status is gone. This is attachment speaking. It convinces us that without this object of clinging, our very existence is incomplete. The illusion of permanence. One of the main reasons attachments make us suffer is because they rest on an illusion, the illusion that things will last forever. But reality is different. Everything is temporary. People change. Circumstances change. Our bodies change. Wealth can disappear. Loved ones can leave. Even our own thoughts and feelings shift constantly. When we attach ourselves to something impermanent, we're setting ourselves up for heartbreak the moment it changes. And it will change, because change is the only constant. For example, imagine being deeply attached to your job title. You define yourself as the manager, the CEO, or the doctor. But the day retirement comes or you're laid off, that identity collapses. Suddenly, the person who is proud and confident feels lost and insecure. Why? Not because they lost themselves, but because they lost the label they were attached to. Attachment versus love. Now, let's make an important distinction. Many people confuse attachment with love. They are not the same. Love is expansive. Love is giving, nurturing, and free. Love says, I want the best for you, even if it means letting you go. Attachment is possessive. Attachment says, I need you for my happiness. Don't ever leave me, or I will collapse. So when a relationship ends and we feel unbearable pain, much of that pain comes not from love, but from attachment. We suffer because the object we clung to is no longer there. Why do we attach? If attachment is the cause of suffering, why do we keep attaching ourselves? The answer is simple: fear and emptiness. We fear being alone. We fear facing ourselves. We fear the uncertainty of life. So we cling to people, to titles, to possessions, because it makes us feel secure, at least temporarily. But ironically, the more we cling, the more fragile we become, because now our happiness depends on something we cannot fully control. Everyday examples of attachment. Let me give you a few relatable examples. 1. Phones and social media. Many of us feel restless if our phone isn't near us. We constantly check for messages, likes, and updates. Why? Because we are attached to validation and connection through a device. And the moment it's taken away or the response isn't as expected, we feel anxious or even worthless. 2. Relationships. Think about how often relationships break not because of lack of love, but because of excessive attachment. One partner tries to control the other. They demand, don't talk to that person, don't go there, don't do this. That's not love, that's fear of losing the attachment. 3. Success and recognition. Someone may be attached to achievements. As long as they are winning awards or being praised, they're happy. But when no recognition comes, they feel invisible, even depressed. Material possessions. Many people attach happiness to material things: cars, homes, clothes. But once the newness fades, so does the excitement, leaving a constant hunger for more. The cycle of suffering. Here's how attachment creates a vicious cycle. 1. Desire arises. We want something or someone. 2. We get it. For a short while we feel joy. Fear creeps in, fear of losing what we have. 4. Inevitable loss change happens because nothing lasts forever. 5. We suffer because our happiness was tied to that attachment. And then to escape suffering, we look for the next attachment. This cycle repeats endlessly. Psychological impact of attachment. Attachment doesn't just cause spiritual suffering. It deeply affects our mental health. It creates anxiety because we constantly worry about losing what we cling to. It creates jealousy because we feel threatened when someone else has what we desire. It creates anger when things don't go our way. And ultimately, it creates emptiness because we realize nothing truly fills the void inside. Spiritual teachings on attachment. Almost every wisdom tradition warns us about attachment. Buddhism teaches that attachment, tanha, is one of the main causes of suffering because it ties us to impermanence. The Bhagavad Gita says, attachment is the root of all suffering. Christianity talks about not laying treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, but seeking treasures within. All of them point to the same truth. The more we cling outwardly, the more we suffer inwardly. Real freedom. So what is the alternative? The alternative is detachment, but not in the sense of coldness or indifference. Detachment means enjoying life fully, loving deeply, caring sincerely, but without clinging. It means saying, I love you, but my happiness is not chained to you. I enjoy this moment, but I know it may pass, and that's okay. Detachment is freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from control. Freedom from unnecessary pain. So, to summarize part 1, attachments make us suffer because they tie our happiness to impermanent things. They create fear, jealousy, and insecurity. Love and attachment are not the same. Love liberates while attachment chains us. The way forward is not to suppress life, but to embrace it with detachment and awareness. Stay with me because in part 2, we'll go deeper into how to practice healthy detachment, how to balance love and freedom, and how to transform suffering into growth. Now let's move into the practical and transformative side. How do we free ourselves from unhealthy attachment while still living a full and loving life? Step 1, awareness. The very first step is awareness. Notice where you're attached. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing? Who do I feel I can't live without? What possessions or titles define my self-worth? This awareness itself is powerful because often we suffer unconsciously. We don't even realize how tightly we are clinging until something is taken away. Step 2, redefine happiness. We need to shift our definition of happiness. If happiness depends on external things, it will always be fragile. But when happiness is rooted within, through gratitude, presence, and inner peace, it becomes unshakable. Start small. Instead of saying, I'll be happy when I buy that car, say, I'm grateful for the car I already have. Instead of, I'll be happy when I find the perfect partner, say, I choose to enjoy my own company and welcome love when it comes. Step 3, practice letting go. Letting go doesn't mean pushing people away. It means loosening the grip. Here are a few practices. Minimalism. Regularly declutter your space. Notice how freeing it feels to let go of things. Mindfulness. When enjoying a moment, remind yourself it is temporary. This will deepen your gratitude. Acceptance. When things change, instead of resisting, whisper to yourself, this too is part of life. Step 4, balance in relationships. Healthy relationships are built on love, not on attachment. Here are signs you're moving toward healthy balance. You allow the other person freedom instead of control. You give love instead of demanding constant reassurance. You share joy instead of expecting someone else to fix your emptiness. One powerful mantra to practice is, I love you, but I do not own you. I enjoy your presence, but I do not cling to you. Step 5, transform suffering into growth. Even suffering caused by attachment has a purpose. It shows us where we are still dependent. It teaches us where we need to grow. Instead of resisting pain, ask, what is this suffering teaching me? What is life asking me to release? For example, if you lost a job you were attached to, maybe life is teaching you not to define yourself by a title. If a relationship ended, maybe life is teaching you to stand strong in your own worth. Detachment, indifference. Many people misunderstand detachment as coldness. But true detachment is actually full of warmth because when you're not clinging, you can love more freely. You don't need to control outcomes. You don't love because of fear. You love because it's your nature. Think of a flower. It blooms, spreads fragrance, and shares beauty. It doesn't say, I will only bloom if someone appreciates me. That's true love, love without attachment. The inner anchor. The real solution to attachment is finding your inner anchor, something unshakable within you that does not depend on circumstances. For many, this anchor is faith, spirituality, connection with the divine. For others, it's self-awareness or meditation. When your anchor is within, you can lose possessions, roles, even relationships, and still remain peaceful because your foundation was never outside you. Practical daily practices. Here are some daily tools to reduce attachment. 1. Meditation. Sit quietly and observe your thoughts. Notice how they come and go. This practice reminds you that even thoughts are impermanent. 2. Gratitude journaling. Each night, write down 3 things you are grateful for. Gratitude shifts focus from what I don't have to what I already have. 3. Non-attachment affirmations. Repeat, I enjoy life fully, but I do not cling to it. 4. Service. Help others without expecting anything in return. It trains you to give freely without attachment to recognition. 5. Breath awareness. Every inhale and exhale reminds us we take in and we let go. That's the rhythm of life. Imagine living life with this mindset. You love people deeply, but you don't fear losing them. You enjoy success, but you don't collapse when it fades. You own possessions, but possessions don't own you. You welcome life's flow, knowing everything comes and goes. This is freedom. This is peace. This is the end of unnecessary suffering. Closing thoughts. So to conclude, attachments make us suffer because they tie us to impermanence. But by practicing awareness, gratitude, letting go, and inner anchoring, we can live with love and joy without the chains of attachment. When we release attachment, we discover something far greater than temporary happiness. We discover inner peace, unconditional love, and true freedom. Thank you so much for listening. If this message touched you, share it with someone who might be struggling with attachment and suffering. Remember, love without clinging, live without fear, and trust the flow of life.